talking about this for weeks, months.
Now's the time. This was actually a big long
This was like you're going away. Like,
yeah.
This is your show.
I got the first. That's all.
Are we rocking? Huh? We are. Oh! Meat cannons all around, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to the what?
No.
What? Oh,
It's not
right.
meat cannons
Let me
all
tell.
around.
No, it was meat pea shooters this weekend.
Meat pea shooters? Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Stache Beer Show. I'm Austin Pistulka. This is Alan Pilley.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And this man right here.
I don't even think he needs an introduction.
I don't think he does, but
know.
I'm going to do it anyway. He's an
I was gonna say,
all-time
we gotta
world
do it.
record holder. He's probably the strongest man alive right now. He is the one, the only Dan Bell.
What's up, dude? Glad to have you on our show finally.
I'm glad to finally be here too.
This is awesome.
We've called him out a number of times on this show. Purely chasing clout. We're just trying to get him to get on our Instagram, you know, send us out there. But no, man, hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I'm a big fan. I'm not gonna lie. My wife wakes up in the morning. She's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Stache and Beer Show." What the fuck you think I'm watching?
We should be known by the beeps on our show.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know, it's safe to say we hold a record for that potentially?
I think
Oh,
so.
God,
I mean,
close.
Yeah.
Especially if Jody gets under your skins.
this motherfucker right here, he knows.
Oh, man.
He's getting good with that beat.
Well, we got to start off every show as we do with the Dan Bell protein shake.
Ain't bad about that. Thank you, gentlemen.
Cheers, brothers.
Cheers.
Jody Stir.
Oh, man. Was it 9:45 in the morning?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think that's the earliest one yet.
I think it might be. We're normally late to this show.
We are about 9:50.
Yeah.
9:50, we're popping our first one.
I needed this extra 10 pounds Saturday, damn it.
Speaking of Saturday and Sunday was the APF Showdown at the Storm, as seen on that man's
Which
shirt.
is why
right
I wore
there.
the shirt today.
Yeah, I should have worn. Well, I wore mine Sunday.
Yeah.
I wore the 2021 on Saturday. We did so APF Showdown at the Storm at Perfect Storm Hardcore Training Gym in Holly Hills, Florida. I said that a number of times this weekend, so that really rolled off the tongue.
Yeah, you did
I was
good.
happy with that. But it was a fantastic meet. We saw incredible numbers put up on both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was Geared Day. Sunday was Raw. A year ago, Dan Bell competed in his first multiply meet.
Oh, if you want to call it that.
It was as close to multiply as you can get.
I got through the meat. How about that?
It's fair. And Saturday, well, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I was there for the team.
Let's talk about it.
Everybody else. Let's talk about everybody
else. So Saturday, Geared Day, Alan was able to get a 925-pound squat.
903.
903.
Yeah. CJ was 925.
That's right.
CJ was 925, and Buddy was 925.
903.
F me sideways. All right, so
Doing good though.
yeah,
Keep it up.
I absolutely called
studied
all
for
of
this.
I studied for this, definitely, 100%. I've been looking at lifting numbers for 3 days straight now
Yeah,
at this
I couldn't
point.
imagine.
So thanks to liftingcast.com, we can go back and
Yeah.
actually look at all the numbers.
So me and Buddy got in. We got in with 903 squats apiece.
Buddy,
He opened at 903.
Robert Buddy Tully.
Yep. I opened at 854. Only reason I went 903 is because this man right here. I was done. I walked to the back. I told Chad, "Hey man, I'm good." Chad comes out. He's like, "Bell said he wants to see you go 903," and I was like, "God damn it!" I got so fucking mad because I was done.
Yes.
And I was like, "Fuck man, if Bell saw some shit," so I turned to Chad. I was like, "Call it. Let's go." So got the 903 on that one. Tara got her 677. Sean got his 716, I think.
Yep.
I'll pull it up.
Sean
Yeah.
had a great day.
He did.
I was
Sean had a really
He put
good
a
day.
he put a
bench was
PR.
crispy too.
Yeah.
Like, wow, dude.
Which we've been putting a lot of work in. He has,
Yeah.
correcting, listening, checking everything.
Yeah,
So
good.
he's done real good on turning that around.
making the gear work for
Yep,
it. Oh,
yep.
big time. But like, I actually got lucky enough to take the next attempts for the meet, and it was kind of nice. It was like good and bad because I could have talked to people doing a lot more. Like I did you.
Yeah,
I was doing it to everybody that day, especially on third attempt. That's what I'm good at. Oh, this looked like it was there. Some people got some PR, some people didn't, and I didn't really care, but it's still good. But like seeing your opener, I was like, man, 900's got to be there. Like, there's no way. He came out of the hole so smooth and so good. I'm like, sweet. And then you came over the table and you're like, no, we're good. And I'm like, Chad, tell him 410's there. Come on, man. Like, I want to see it. And I know that means something to you. Coming back from all the injuries and stuff like that. Like, anything I can do to like, hey, come on, dude, you got this. So it worked out perfect. I was really proud of you.
No, I appreciate that, man.
If you would tell me that I could take 410, then I would do it. Like, I'd try it. I was like, listen, man, my all-time best squat is, 465, but you want me to take 410 kilos, I'll go for it. Okay?
Load the bar.
So hearing that, and joking with you, like you and I've talked, like in here, like I would trust him. There's something he sees, for us to go. He wouldn't call anything for us to f up or to get f up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So kind of hinging last week on your raps and first time. Like, would I do it with anybody else? No. We've seen enough. We know enough. Right. You're around enough people. You're in good hands. Send it. And
absolutely.
And now hearing that story a little different. Coming from him versus what I heard, in the heat of the moment, means a lot more too.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's good shit.
So squats went off without a hitch. Bench press is where shit fell apart.
Yeah.
So, let me get into your head on this one. Mm-hmm. So your all-time best bench press is 7. It says 727. On the sheet I got was 722.
I opened at 727 all 3 times.
So you opened at 727, and you were going for matching your all-time PR.
Yep.
Why?
Because of training.
Because of training.
Yep, because of training.
So good,
yeah. It was just one of those ones, and also knowing the shirt, knowing the gear, anything sub 727 was going to be a struggle to touch.
Okay.
Time under tension, getting it down there. Me and Dale were working with my forearm and my bicep, making sure we were safe. Fucking warm-ups were fucking rocketing.
Yeah.
I had no inclination to go and change it. Mm-hmm. Let's fucking run it.
Yeah.
And, y'all saw what happened. Y'all were there.
It happened. It happened.
It unfolded.
Next week, do me a big favor. Either open at 722 or 733. Just stay away from that number.
Yeah,
that's right.
This is. I don't even know how many fucking attempts at it now in a row. 6 attempts at it. Like, I need to do something.
Stay away from that number.
Yeah.
That number's cursed.
I learned that early in the game. Like, I feel like before, even with warm-ups, like there's something about 405, like 4 wheels on the bar. So there was a long while there when I was like benching or squatting, I wouldn't even put 4 wheels on. Like I'd go 315 to like 495, or 455 even with bench. I was like, 405 messes me up every time, so I just stay away from that number.
Really?
Like, screw this, Just, subconsciously thinking about little tedious things like that. And like, stay away from it. Like, there's no point in hitting it. I know what 4 plates feels like, but there's like, it's pinned me. This is way early in my career to where like 405 was like wouldn't budge for me off the chest, but like 395 would move all day long, or like 415 would move. I'm like, 405. 405. I don't need it.
So hearing that story, we were at a USPA meet with the Birds. You were at one of them, and this is like when you're talking about early on. Like I think you were right around 455, 445.
Oh
like,
God!
Yeah,
it haunted me.
Yeah. And I'll never forget seeing this big motherfucker come out and squat and pull, but then talk shit about the bench, and I'm just like, he's like, F the bench, I hate the bench. I'm like,
it's how we talk about deadlifting.
Yeah. But like, it was just funny seeing him because I don't remember what you used to squat back in the day. We're talking about 2014, 2015.
Okay, I was around 820 somewhere.
Okay, yeah. But you were at one of the Birds meets, and that's CJ was there, Rico, like when we first started getting the gym known. And we got to see him compete. But it was like, you go to the squat and be like, F the bench, and then like go and fucking rock the deadlift. And I'm just like, but it was like the bane of his of his 3 lifts, So I remember that time.
Back then, when I competed at UPA in Iowa there quite a while, there was a casino right across the parking lot. And they always had the bench-only guys at Bill Carpenter's meets. They always had the bench-only guys in their own flight, which was first. So we'd go right over to the casino and start drinking Red Bull and vodka. So I was like, I hate bench. Bench. Like, I'm going to get drunk as shit, try to bench, and I'll be somewhat sober to deadlift. Like, it's cool.
I love that.
I
swear.
That's incredible. Oh, man. I think I am the reason why you f***ed up your bench, because I have no PR on bench press.
Oh, you're the reason.
I am, So I took all the juice from you.
Gotta keep it.
I don't know. I got 375. What can I say? I'm just really happy with it. No one fucking recorded it, though.
Yeah, what happened there?
Bad.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't shit talk your wife today.
No, we can't.
She's on the premises.
Yeah, she's here. She can hear everything.
Yeah,
she doesn't have to watch a pilot.
I got goosebumps.
That's your favorite TikToker, right?
Yeah, true.
But I did bad math. I thought I was going for 365, which is something I've hit a couple different times now. We were using the bigger bar, and so I hit 3. Yeah. So I hit 375. It moved like butter. I was like, oh damn! And Dale was like, Austin, that was 375, and immediately I went, nobody recorded it.
Nobody.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. So I went for 385, missed. 380, missed. And just posted my fails instead.
My boy Lewis, he doesn't know our 65 bar or 55 bar.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll come up and I'm like, hey, he's like, can you spot me? I'm like, yeah, where we going? He's like 405, and I'll walk him on. All right, cool. So he'll squat or he'll bench. I'm like, it's 425.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I was like, yeah, man, like the bar. He's like, fuck, and I was like, what do you mean? It was good. You PR'd. You didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So some shit you get in your head and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
10-pound PR that you weren't even expecting.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see a lot with girls.
Like, 100%.
Yeah, like one of the girls I used to date way back in the day. She was so scared of benching one plate. But you put it all at 10s and 5s on the bar all day long.
Yeah.
It's just something about that one wheel. It's like, what in the world is going on here?
It's like you're afraid to be strong.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Well, I have a lady. She'll be in tomorrow, and for the life of the time that I've trained her, slap 10s, 5s, 10 5s. Just keep building. She's like, that was heavy. I think I'm done. I was like, okay, sounds good. And I go and load more on.
Yeah.
And she'll do another set. She's like, okay, well, that was heavier. So I think I'm done. I was like, okay. And I load more on. And she just keeps on going, right?
Yeah.
She's on the mindset, like, okay, if he wants me to keep going, I must be safe. She has no concept of what's on the bar until I tell her at the end.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But I unfortunately trick her into lifting more.
That's how Liz is.
Yeah.
She is 10s, 5s, 10s, 5s. She puts 2s on like crazy.
Well, so in CrossFit, like when we're coaching, and I'll go up to her, I'm like, she's got, I don't know, 30 plates aside.
Yeah.
Because of, 5s and 10s. And I'm like, and I'm normally good with plate math, but I'm looking at that jumble and I'm like, Liz, what's the math? She's pulling them out. She has to count for me type of thing. But yeah, that's because she makes her jumps. She knows her jumps. She knows her shit. But
on the note of bars, so talking to CJ, so he went for 1,000.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him after the squat, and he wasn't ready for how much whip the bar had.
So
what? Talk to me about that.
I wanna own up to this one. I fucked up. I did not know that we weren't gonna have the big boy bar on Raw Day.
Neither did I.
So yeah, and maybe Tommy told me, maybe I fucking forgot. So whatever your bar is gonna be at whatever federation. We're bar specific, 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out, stuff like that. And if I honestly had known, I would have gotten rid of the Bulldog bar. We would have put him on our 45 bar, which would have whipped something comparable. Mm-hmm. But you're training on a Bulldog that has damn near no whip, 11, 12. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And you get out there in a bar like that, and it automatically just starts going. And if you've got body energy, if you're shaking, a slight tremor sends up, just like on the bamboo bar. That's just energy through, and it just fucking hits the bar, it hits the plates come back and down your body. So you've got to stabilize way more, and it fucked them. And so I got to own up to that,
Yeah, it is what it is. But man, he looks strong with that, and I feel so bad that
Dan were talking about it afterwards. Like the second attempt at 1,003, excuse me, I thought was there. I thought this is it.
He unwrapped it. I'm like, got it, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no question about it. And 9 times out of 10 with a big spot like that, like I can tell immediately when I unwrap it. Like, okay, mine. Yeah, I got it. Everything is in control. Just grab some air and pray and stand back up.
Yeah. And one other thing, CJ having you behind him, Chris Delafave to his side, like the biggest, like, 2 guys who hold all-time world records. Not that CJ can't handle it, because obviously we know CJ can handle big weights and he can handle pressure and he can do all that. But have you ever had someone like kind of crumble under the fact that, hey, Dan Bell's watching me? Like, it's not something common in this sport,
right?
Because we're all a bunch of people that want to puff up our chest and show how great we are. But it's definitely something.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there was a couple ladies on Raw Day. They were like, man, thank you so much for telling me to do this on my 3rd attempt and stuff like that. So I've seen it to where like, oh gosh, Dan Bell spotted me. Like, I got to do this. It's so great or something like that. But there's in powerlifting, either you're a game day guy or you're not. Like I see a lot of guys are, but there's a lot of pressure, and that's like one of the reasons like I started drinking in the warm room. And I will say, I saw more Coors Light in that warm-up room than I've ever seen in a powerlifting meet. And I was so proud.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is what powerlifting needs to be.
Yes.
Everybody's having a good time, laughing and joking, and that's kind of one of the reasons I started doing the whole drinking in the warm-up room, was to try to relieve and stay away from all the pressure and stress from a powerlifting meet. But it comes with the territory. Like you just put 12, 14 weeks of your life into this one day, and it's just like, holy shit, how am I gonna do this? And then you go out there and do it. It's just, I've seen it from both sides, and I've seen guys just completely crumble, like you said. And I don't think CJ's a crumbler, but it's a stepping stone now that he has 925 under his belt, where you just got to keep making those progressions, and he's definitely got the most potential I've seen out of a guy coming up in the powerlifting world.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. I'm going to clip that and send it straight to CJ. So yeah, absolutely. So that way he can mix it in with all of his memes on his IG story.
So, coupled with what you said, you know, right there, having everyone around, I would see that as more of a bump up in my confidence, knowing, hey, if I don't have this, they got me. You know what I'm saying? Execute.
Oh, spotters!
You know,
spotters mean a lot. And
like having you either around me or like I tell people all the time, like I don't think I've never been afraid of a weight. Me and you were talking about this a couple weeks back. I've never taken a squat attempt ever in my life and been afraid of it walking up to it.
100%.
Sure.
Because I know either he's talked to me and hey, we're good, or I've got y'all around me, and if I don't got it, y'all got me.
Oh, of course.
So I walk in there with fucking like supreme confidence.
Yeah.
Like y'all wouldn't have let me make that jump if you knew I didn't have it, and if I don't got it, I know you got me.
Yeah.
It's interesting because
that's what goes in my mind.
As Liz and I are moving to Nebraska, we've thought about like, oh shit, what's going to happen to our numbers, because we aren't going to have we're not going to have a mono. We haven't found a place that has a mono yet. We haven't found a place that does like, all right, this is the day that we squat, you know, all that sort of stuff.
Granite.
Okay, yeah.
About an hour away.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Right.
That's awesome.
Granite's only about an hour away.
Hey! Problem solved!
Hey, I'm a horror powerlifter, so I know where the gyms are.
You're going to have to text me that so I remember it, because I'm going to forget it. Or I'll have to watch this back.
With Tara, we were talking about months ago, you know, and and you give your opinion as well, Dan, but like, I call them penitentiary lifts, and you kind of find out what you're made of, like when you don't have a spot. You know, being safe. If you're not a fucking 5-plate bencher, don't fucking attempt it with nobody. But knowing that you got 365, hey, make it stab at 370 by yourself, or you know what I'm saying, or come something lower to where start off your own self handout PRs.
Sure.
But I've had them, dude, where I've gone to LA Fitnesses and it's just me, and I stand the bar up. I got to walk it back, and I think there's more training, in my opinion, from that time under tension, from having to walk it back, and potentially making me stronger. But then also mentally, like, hey, motherfucker, you got to get this. You don't have nobody beside you or behind you.
Yeah.
And I think I've mentioned to you before, it can be very taxing. I don't do it all the time, but go find out what you're made of.
Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks, like, hey, a penitentiary style lift, like,
I
can't bail, I can't let it drop. I got to get this motherfucker up, and I don't know.
He calls them penitentiary lifts. I call it Jesus spots. It's me and you getting this big guy.
I think I told you my first ever 275 incline. I was at a World's Gym in Oviedo, and I didn't know anybody. I shook the owner's hand and let him go about his way. And I go over here, I'm like, I got this shit today. I did not. Dude, and that motherfucker was coming up and started coming back down, and the scare factor came in. Like, I literally, next thing I know, that motherfucker started going up, and I was done. I off-racked the heart, blood pressure, and I was like, oh, I'm done for the day. Like, it was literally everything I had for that one rep. I didn't want to do it, I was done, man, because the fear of like, oh, this motherfucker's coming back down. That's what literally pushed me to get it.
Yeah.
So it's not an everyday training tool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend.
You either get really, really strong or really, really flexible. And so
Those are the ones you don't put the collars on just in case.
But now you've got a good recommendation, so we get you guys to a gym you're comfortable with, and
absolutely,
hopefully around a crew and stuff like that. So
for sure. Jimmy Granick's good dude. He's OG of the gear sport. Yeah.
That's awesome. There you go.
What I'm talking about. Maybe I can convince Nate Redwing. Nate Redwing is a pro wrestler and power lifter in Omaha.
You talked about it. Okay, yeah.
He works out in his barn and literally takes like 700-pound squats alone by himself. I think his all-time best bench is like hovering around like 475. He took that in his barn by himself, and I'm like, and like where the pins aren't even like close to being safe. I'm like, motherfucker, you're gonna die. You've got a kid. What are you doing? And he's coming down, and you see the struggle, and then it's like that moment kicks in. And he's like, whoa, got it. All right, cool, moving on.
You got like a fight or flight story, like a Jesus spot story.
Well, there's been plenty. Like coming up, I was in Kewanee, Gallup, Illinois, and like there was more than a couple times. I got plenty of videos on my phone that never get posted. It's me falling back on my heels in the whole rack. I got one. I did 600 for the very first time. Nike Shocks, wrapped on top of my sweatpants, and like I go to rack it, and the whole rack goes up, and it just crashes into the mirrors.
Oh shit!
It shatters everything. But yeah, and it was like, of course, a quarter squat because I got halfway down and like, I don't have this. So horrible. But some of those times I like doing deadlift, like certain times in the peak where I wouldn't tell anybody, and I'd just go into the gym, like especially on deadlifts because that's easier, a lot easier than bench or squat. You're not gonna die. Just let go of the bar. Yeah. But I would go by myself, and I'd be like, then there had to be nobody around me, and I'm getting in my own head, like more than anything. Sometimes I felt like that kind of set me straight to be like, you can do this without everybody you have, but it makes you enjoy and love everybody that you do have, like on those heavy days, like especially squats. And look, every time, like with either I'll come here or I go to Perfect Storm, we have a good crew too, and it's just like I got for the squat, it's got to be stage first, especially going over a grand or heavy and shit like that. But definitely I've had quite a few of the oh shit moments, and 9 times out of 10, like okay, I got this, and my adrenaline kicks in just like you guys. It's like that's scary shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Were there any other big moments from the weekend that we should talk about? I mean,
CJ's, his 1,003 attempt. Yeah. Tara took a stab at 700. I think I got it. It was 702 or 703. Good fucking fight.
Yeah.
Good fight.
Really
That was
good
awesome.
Fight.
It was one of those ones where I honestly thought she was going to be more upset that she didn't get it. So she walked to the platform. I'm looking at her. I'm trying to gauge it, and there was no immediate tears, and she was happy. Yeah. She was happy that she fought with it and that it felt better than it ever had. And I was like, okay, good. Like I didn't know how to gauge it.
Yeah.
But I think she was so elated from the 677. So we finally got that in the books, which we get to update the board.
43-pound PR.
Yeah, we get to update that board.
Top 5 too for women.
I have to go take a look. She's up there.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. Yeah. That's a huge squat.
It's a big squat. Yeah. Some numbers she's
such an emotional power lifter. Like, I told her the other day, like, you're kind of my emotional spirit animal because I feel exactly what you're feeling, but I never like express like she does. It's like, yay! I was like, God, I know that feeling.
Yeah. Well, with her because I've told him before, taking care of everybody, I go through what y'all feel and when y'all are happy, but I'll straight up, I'm emotional. So if it's a sad cry, like I'll never forget when CJ, when his mom, I think I told this story a couple weeks ago, his mom was crying when he dropped back and busted the squat rack.
Right.
Got up and got the next squat, but I told his mom straight up, I was like, hey, I got your son. I was like, but if you don't stop crying, I'm gonna cry, and we ain't gonna stop because I'm a crier. Yeah. But also like a good fucking lift, and I know you're fucking happy. I'll cry. Yeah. It's like an emotional like I cry sad, I cry happy, but I cry. You know what I mean?
So attempts deadlifts, I'm sitting over there like didn't have to be at the scores table anymore, and Michelle's like, why are you still here? I'm like, because I know if I stand up and get into the lift, I'm going to start bawling my eyes out. Like, what? I'm like, I've already cried 3 times a day, nobody knows. Like, I've still got this under the radar.
That's right.
And it's for people I don't, like either people I know or even people I don't know, but you see their emotion getting into that bar. Yeah. That's what drives me so much with the passion with powerlifting, I think. I mean,
no, I agree.
100%.
I have been to so many meets, man. You get the kids, man. God, you get kids out there and they do some shit, and it's like, man, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Third attempts, like when they need it, they got to save their life to stay in the meet.
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like, oh, can we get on? I was like, God, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, like, just let the motherfucker get it so we can all be quiet, you know? Like, super
Man, I
emotional,
wish
all
I
that.
cried at manly things. Like, I cry at Disney movies, okay? Like, I'm going to tell this. Did I tell this story already?
I don't think so.
All right, so at WrestleMania weekend, right? I went for WrestleMania. I woke up early from my campsite because hotels were too expensive.
Yeah.
So
I totally get it, man.
absolutely. So I go to the movies to like just go and think like, oh, I'll take a nap in the movie theater. Why not? And I'm like, what's a movie?
Such a hobo.
I know.
Fitting great in Nebraska.
Yes, you're correct. I'm like, what movie can I watch that won't be too action-packed or anything like that? Because Kong versus Godzilla was like in there, so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch that. Raya and the Last Dragon. Oh, it's a Disney movie. Like, sure, I'll just go. I go sit in the back. I crack the chair back. I'm getting settled in, and about 10 minutes into the movie, the main character's dad turns to stone, and I went, oh, shit. This is about family and, like, losing a family member, and fucking, I watched the whole movie. We get to the end of the movie, there's, like, 6 kids in the rows down below, and I'm just a grown-ass man in the back going,
Falling.
Yeah, dude.
didn't get a wink of sleep. I was crying the whole fucking time.
Dude, my wife will put some shit on, and she'll sit on the big couch. I'm on the small one, and I'll start watching it, and I'm like, oh no. And I'll start moving my hand around, and I'm like, putting my eyeball up,
Trying to just suck the tears back in.
Yeah, something to like, and I'm just like over here, and then the kids come out, Dad, you all right? Yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, like just like this is what I gotta fucking do. I was like, this fucking kid show, like, what the fuck is this?
What's worse is that Liz is not like that. Liz can't watch a movie like to save her life. She's constantly on her phone. She's the person that goes, who's that guy? I don't know, Liz. This is the first time I've seen this fucking movie.
Right.
And so she does not get emotional for anything, and I'm over here just bawling my eyes out.
Crying.
Did I tell you? That's my wife. My kids, all 3. She's got two before us, and then we got our 3 now. Didn't cry. And I'm over here, and they're like, "Oh, sir, can you cut the umbilical cord?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm sitting here doing this, and then like the nurse is like, "Oh, I love when the big ones cry." And I'm holding my daughter, my firstborn. I'm over here like trying to do all this shit. I look at my wife, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So bad.
Yeah. Graduation,
Goodness.
nothing. Kids, like for birthdays, nothing. Singing all this shit. She'll call because say the kids get hurt and shit, and she's on the phone freaking the out. I'm like, whoa, calm down. She's on the phone crying. It's like, hey, what the? First off, why are you crying?
Yeah. Something's really wrong.
I'll get to my kids in a second. What the is wrong with you? You don't ever cry. Now let's assess the children. And it's like I was like, now you cry? Now like all this great shit to cry, nothing. So that's been like the joke between me and her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Of course.
And then we should finish up Jody, the Jodester. All right, Jody, how was your day?
Shitty.
Shut the fuck up.
Shitty.
It wasn't shitty.
Motherfucker, you finished the meet, which was the main
No
goal.
heart attacks.
No heart attacks.
And you're alive.
Yeah, you're alive. You're here
And we
today.
have a total that we haven't had in 2
6-0-something
years.
Squat. Yeah, 6-0-something squat, 4-0-something bench, and a 450
Deadlift. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a total, man. We haven't had one in 2 years. We finally put one in the
He
books.
doesn't have a total for the
Ah! Piece of shit.
Hey, we've
My co-host.
man, good thing I'm leaving. Hey, this is the Stache Beard Show. We've got more right after this.
Later, motherfuckers.